What's good, guys? Prince Sports here. Now, as these NBA playoffs go on, I'm starting to look at it like this. You got the Brooklyn Nets that could potentially go to the finals. I hope they don't go to the finals because I don't like the fact that they got together and formed this big three and just make this super team. I'm not into the super team stuff. You know me. Never been a fan of the super teams. But if they can make it to the finals and let's say James Harden is not playing, it's just Kyrie and Kevin Durant and role players, that's a little more even. That's a little more even playing field, okay? Then everybody's almost on equal partnership. What puts the Brooklyn Nets above people is the fact that they got 3 All-Stars. Then you combine with the role players, it seems like it's an overwhelming task to beat. But we could be headed towards a Kawhi Leonard versus Kevin Durant finals. I think that'd be a good one. Okay, this will be interesting because Kawhi want to get back and Kevin Durant want to get back. These two guys unfortunately couldn't meet each other in 2019. So Kawhi want to prove to the world that he could beat Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant want to prove that he could beat Kawhi Leonard. Now, me being the diehard basketball fan that I am, I've been pulling for the Bucks to beat the Nets just for the simple fact that they're not a super team, and I don't want to see a super team win. Okay, but if James Harden is not playing, then it's equal playing field for me. Okay, you know, Giannis will have himself, or you could pick Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday, but let's just go with Chris Middleton because he was an all-star for a couple years. So it'll be those two versus Kyrie and Kevin Durant, then the role players. That's an even Steven matchup. May the best man win, and I think we'll get a little more competitive games if that happens. You know, but if James Harden is playing and he's fully healthy, the only thing standing in the Brooklyn Nets' way is the fact that they have bad defense, and they're going to rely on their star power, which they should. But defense seems to be their biggest hole, biggest gap. If they continue that or increase that in the offseason and they have that big three, they're going to be almost unstoppable. Then it's going to be another guy forming a super team just to combat that. Then the NBA would go the super team route. You know, LeBron James could potentially have his 3rd super team by this summertime. And all you guys would be on his jock once again. Dame Dollar could form a super team somewhere else. He's already given hints that he may want to leave. So we don't know what's going to happen this next upcoming season. But I tell you this much: a Kevin Durant versus Kawhi Leonard showdown is good, and it's good for the NBA. I think it'd be good for viewership, and I think it's good for just flat out seeing 2 studs go up against each other. Now, do I think the ratings will probably be up? Probably not, because the reason why the NBA has problems with some ratings because they put all their promotion into LeBron James. If they evenly spread it out, it'd have been a much better league. The fact that this is the reason why you got so much fanboys now. This is the reason why you got so much people that claim to be LeBron fanboys but don't like NBA. They're only there to praise LeBron James. And if LeBron James ain't playing, they don't care about basketball no more. You know? Now, LeBron could come back next season, and if he plays like an all-star, he's back into true form, and he injects himself into the top 5, whatever case may be, so be it. But as of right now, that's not the case. And we have to come into terms with grips of the NBA that the NBA is moving towards a new path. You can't keep promoting the same guy and suspect to get the same results, especially if he's getting older. You know, the problem with LeBron for me is that he relied too much on his athletic ability and he didn't develop his skill. Okay? Everything seems iffy to me. I mean, his jump shot seems iffy. You know, his mid-range shot still didn't really improve after all these years. You know, mid-range contends to like shooting a free throw. So we all know LeBron's not a great free throw shooter. That's a mid-range jump shot. That's something that he's not good at. He's not a good mid-range shooter. He could have developed that. That's a skill set he could develop over the years, but he didn't because he always relied on his athletic ability. And he's always going to constantly need somebody to help him out because he can't produce in certain moments, you know. And that's just the truth of the matter. That's just how I see it, you know. He's an all-time great. He's one of the most athletic players of all time. But he's lacking in that field, you know, in that skill set field for me and for some other people too. So The NBA did a bad job. Shame on you for not promoting other stars. Now that LeBron James is not in the playoffs no more, how are you going to promote these other stars? Because it's too late. You spent all these years promoting one guy when you should have been promoting multiple players. So if we get an NBA Finals and it may be the best NBA Finals of all time, but guess what? The NBA won't care if the money ain't there, because all the NBA want to see is the money. They want to see you show up and the money get there. That's it. So it's all about money. It's all about that business of making that bottom line, that dollar. And Kawhi Leonard versus Kevin Durant seems like a path that I think the NBA is headed towards, or we're headed towards with the finals. I could be wrong, but I sure hope I'm not, because I don't want to see a team like the Utah Jazz in the finals. I'd much rather see the Clippers versus the Nets. And if James Harden is hurt, I mean, I think it makes it a little more even-steven. You know, it'd be Kawhi and Paul George versus Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant. And role plays on each side. Fair matchup. Prince Sports out. Peace.